Hello and welcome to another episode of Stanton Gossip, which is a weekly show that we do on Wednesdays, where we just take a couple of the I don't know videos, tweets, or whatever we find and bring it to you because we think you should listen or read through that because it's fun, or or quite the opposite. Depends. Before we start, last episode of actually last weekend, we did not do Straight Outta Stanton for personal reasons. Nothing to worry about though. We are coming back next week, just back to regular stuff. It's not like too many things are happening in Star Citizen, anyways, so I don't feel like we're missing on too much. I'm sure both of us miss having a podcast, but that's another thing. Anyways, I am JustCheg. You can find me on Twitch TV / JustCheg, and my co-host MasoKast. You can find him occasionally on Twitch TV / MasoKast. Maso, how are you, my friend?
I've had a bit of a rough week, but we're here. And yeah, like as for what you said there, I'm not streaming a ton lately, just kind of every now and then. But we do host Straight Outta Stanton podcast on my channel. So if you want to check out Straight Outta Stanton live, that'll be on my channel on Sundays.
Exactly. All right. You want to open this one?
Yeah. So, like we always say, we consume quite a bit of Star Citizen content here, and one of the ones that always kind of appeal to me are people like Camero, who are doing kind of like deep dives into the mechanics of Star Citizen right now. And he recently put out a video this week, in fact, talking about kind of the state of Star Citizen's damage model and a lot of the quirks that are in it right now. Like he does tests on blowing parts off of ships and stuff like that, and
He's
in
very
this
known
case
for
specifically,
shield holds, or
yeah, like he does
to
a lot of
test that.
damage tests for like shield holes on different ships and stuff like that. He's just like big into the mechanics of it. So if you're into kind of like more of that, then definitely is a channel to check out. But in this case specifically, it was more kind of I don't know, just kind of poking fun at the current damage model, showing an illuminating amount of ship parts that are apparently invincible, which I never knew. So link will be in the description below. Specifically, I thought impactful was him kind of doing a commentary on what the proposed upcoming damage model for Star Citizen is. And I think this is something that I've heard kind of echoed in a lot of places around the community at this point, just how a lot of Star Citizen's proposed mechanics maybe seem a little bit overkill, or potentially not even technically feasible.
And questionably gamified or fun at all.
Yeah, see, I'm in this case specifically, he's talking about the post that that Chris Roberts made. I think it would have been December last year, about the situation he kind of like paints out, where a slug penetrates the hull of a ship and damages a component, which later overloads and causes a fire and stuff like that. And his comment was kind of like, sounds cool, but like, how feasible is this going to be from a performance standpoint, to be like tracking every slug, and its trajectory and velocity and stuff like that? And
I mean, we don't know, but
no,
it
we
kind of
don't.
sounds like too big of a hill of a hump to,
Yeah, and to be fair, I hope that he's wrong, and I hope that they do manage to put something like this out and actually have it be fun and something that they're able to balance, because it does sound really neat. Like, I like the idea of it from just a conceptual standpoint, but his commentary in this video kind of goes into a little bit on like, will it be fun, and more importantly, will it be even possible? So maybe a little bit on the saltier side, but let's be honest, we're in the pre-patch doldrums and we're all feeling a little salty at this point. So if you want, like I said, a very methodical and somewhat dry, but very methodical kind of analysis of damage model as it is right now and kind of like where it's supposed to go. This is something to check out for sure. I thought it was a good listen.
And definitely, Cameron is someone who, if you are interested in development of Star Citizen, you should follow this guy. He's not your, how do I call this, traditional content creator where, like, you get like morphologies of tomato and like all the
Yeah.
high tech sound and visuals. No, he just gets to the point with sometimes a little bit of a joke and then explains, because he does testing to show you, and we know that CIG is actually watching his videos, so it's
Yeah.
confirmed by them. Like,
Yeah, he's made posts on Spectrum before that actually Chris Roberts has responded to
responded,
directly.
yeah.
So
Like, he has a lot
yeah,
of traction. Definitely very important person when it comes to like Star Citizen community and testing, kind of. All right. We had something really strange. And it's not even about the video that I'm gonna talk about, but I do encourage you to watch it because it's one of the best Star Citizen content creators, which is Morphologist. And this week, he made a video about Elite Dangerous Odysseys. For those who don't know, Elite Dangerous is another space MMO, and it's getting a new expansion. A big buzz about the whole thing is basically in Elite Dangerous, you are your ship. You don't have space legs, as as it's called, and Odyssey is supposed to bring that. However, the studio that makes that game is sometimes known for kind of deceiving um, with their like pre DLC videos and stuff like that, expansion, sorry. And there's a lot of speculation. There was a lot of footage to be seen. I kind of have respect for this game, to be honest, but like what this is bringing is you will be able to walk around in certain areas, not around your ship, like inside. There's no ship interior in this game at all. Maybe some stations, and there will be FPS missions. I have to say, since the time they announced it, some weapons and items and even stations really look a lot like Star Citizen. On
really.
yeah, they don't look as good, but like you can, I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's space game. How different can it be? Well, it can, but you know what I mean. Anyways,
Yeah.
what the gossip, the news here is, person who is so dedicated to make for some time now, making very very good Star Citizen videos. Gorgeous, made a video about Elite Dangerous. It's not his regular video with like amazing footage. He was using footage from alpha test that was released by the studio itself, but he had a deep dive into it. And as someone who played Elite Dangerous, he was wrong in few places, but I don't think it mattered that much. Like, I think his idea
Mm,
was to just, you know,
well,
show it to the audience of Star Citizen as well.
right. Fair enough. But no, I do like from and especially from a gossip standpoint, I
Mm.
think it did matter because he actually posted on his YouTube channel about the things that he got wrong and him wanting to retract it. I actually heard, or at least in this post that he made, he was saying he was thinking about removing the video entirely.
Yeah,
So clearly, it ruffled a bunch of feathers, like
it's
with the stuff
as
he got wrong. So
I'm not sure if who reacted to it too much. Like, is it actually dangerous players who think he's wrong, or is it Star Citizen players who are not feeling too good about him making a Elite Dangerous video? And this is why I wanted to have this mentioned here, because I don't know how I don't care. Like, he's a really great content creator. Star Citizen is a game that right now it's not a game. So playing other games is a thing that I would definitely say you should do.
mhm.
I am having really rough times lately, just motivating myself to play Star Citizen. And I know a lot of both content creators and players are having the same struggle because it's very stale
Yeah.
currently, and it's not a lot of fun. Um,
That's it right there. Like I think like somebody like Morphologist who's literally built his brand, or rather his brand has kind of really started to develop around Star Citizen. For him to be making content around other games does kind of like tell you something about the state of Star Citizen, even from a content creator's perspective.
mhm.
And I say that in insofar as like I think a lot of times content creators have access to resources that regular players wouldn't,
Especially
insofar as they
someone
can.
like him, right?
Yeah, somebody like him who's got that kind of following, he can pull together a group to basically do whatever he wants whenever he wants. And if Morph is feeling like, maybe making content for Star Citizen is a bit stale, then yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, I think like we're definitely in kind of pre-patch doldrums, maybe a little more than that if you're going to be somebody who's played this game for a while. But yeah, interesting. Anyways,
I
definitely
wonder, do you
gossip
think?
very gossip worthy.
I wonder if this will affect even slightly. Probably not, but like, Star Citizen dev team in a way, like them seeing him, because in the end, these games should not be rivals. Even Chris Roberts backed Elite Dangerous back in the
Yeah,
days.
totally. Yeah,
And we need more than one successful space MMO to have a
yeah, for
proper
sure.
market. But like, I wonder if like Xylo looks at this and is like, huh, we need something.
Yep.
Maybe,
Well,
bring
I
that
mean,
Nova tank or something like that,
well,
for
that's it, right? Like I'm not even saying necessarily that there's any sort of like that there should be any sort of competition. I mean, besides healthy competition or whatever. But
Mm,
like you said, I mean, like, there needs to be more than one space game. I
sure.
don't, and I've been on record on our shows before saying that I don't agree with the tribalism that often kind of
No,
accompanies
thank
different kind of games like this. But yeah, I mean, I think if you were a community manager, kind of watching one of your prime content creators, go elsewhere, yeah, that should be ringing some bells. But
maybe
it's
one
it's
video
the
is not
state of
that
the
big.
game right
And to be fair, like
now.
lately, Morph has been doing videos on chairs and Toby tracker, and like
Yeah,
it's hard,
true.
man. Like it's not like he
Yeah,
does the Star Season video now and then, and he
yeah.
wants to obviously, but it's
Yep,
rough.
we're gonna again. I mean, this is something we'll probably end up talking about on Straight Outta Stanton. But I mean, like we're at a point now where like the game has basically been the same game with some minor tweaks for the last 2 years, and we're waiting for that back end tech that's going to hopefully unlock
Something,
some some more kind of like actual content once they can actually build it with that back end stuff in place. But until then, we're kind of in a holding pattern. And
yeah.
yeah, that can be pretty rough,
Well, there's
especially if you're a content creator. And
unless if you're a board gamer,
yeah,
he can make
yeah,
content out of anything.
yeah. And like daily, yeah, that guy is a machine.
You want to take it up with his
Sure, yeah.
video that he
Actually,
had
uh, one of the big gossip things
week
this week has
basically.
been the Theater War announcement that we've had Firesprite, um, this company that apparently has been working on Theaters of War since 2019. We thought that it was going to be like a small team of CIG developers working on Theaters of War, but sounds like it's Firesprite. We honestly don't have a lot of information. We just have the announcement from Firesprite basically going public saying that they've been working on Theaters of War for the last 2 years.
And not only
And
Theaters of War, Arena Commander, and no, not Arena Commander. Like they are. I don't know if you listened to the whole thing, but
yes.
the new Doctor or whatever the name of the map, like two maps
Oh
in
yes, that's right. That's right. That was something that was
yeah
in Star Marine that was
Star
built by
Marine,
them.
yeah.
Yeah. So they've clearly been working together for a long time, which in and of itself is, I mean, not big news, but it did cause quite a bit of drama in the community because, initially my reaction too was kind of like, oh God, not this again, because for the backers who were around before we had Star Marine, you're going to remember the times that CIG was working with um, with Ilphonic, and that really did not go well. Like they ended up basically having to scrap everything that Ilphonic did on Star Marine. It
Mm,
caused huge delays to the point where Star Marine was a meme. Like so seeing this doesn't inspire confidence for some people. Like I know Paul Shelley on Twitter kind of was saying that exact thing, that like I think paraphrase him, he was saying like, you pardon me if I'm not excited about this because I
mm-hmm.
remember the days with Elphonic, and
Yeah.
how well that went. So like, and that was initially kind of my feelings on it too, was kind of like, oh no, but I mean, I think that's probably one of the reasons they kept it kind of on the down low for a couple years.
I can add
So
from like a newer backer, which I've been backing for about a year and a half. For me, I had a different issue. Like I found out about the whole thing with another studio like back in the days, but for me, I was kind of pissed off for this being hidden for 2 years. Like, I personally feel like, hey, who are you hiding from? Like people who are paying, for the whole project. It's not okay. Then
but
I figured out maybe that's why it would probably backfire because of what happened before. But again,
yeah.
like, is that a reason to hide things? Kind of like
What
it's really strange.
okay, but like it's not the first time they've worked with other studios, so
No,
there
but
is
be
that.
public
But
about
like,
it. You know what I mean?
yeah, they probably should have. But I mean, like I said, I mean, there's already been kind of like a history, so I can understand them wanting to just keep it on the down low until they had a product to basically say like, look it, we did this and it wasn't a complete shit show, you know.
Well, we don't know if it's gonna be a shit show. That's the first thing. The other thing is
But also
two
like as
years.
far as, yeah, but as far as like hiding it, I don't know, like what's, I don't really see the harm in it,
I do. I
like
think they need to be
why?
more transparent because they're being
Okay.
crowdfunded.
Well,
That's
okay,
the open
that's it. Yeah.
development. You're
Yeah.
if you're paying third party studio, especially because like there's more to it. Where CIG wants to have no strains, right? No chains, and then they are starting to slowly branch out to other studios, which is not a big deal in my opinion, but
No, it's
it
pretty
does change
standard in the
things.
industry.
Sure, but like that's what I'm saying. Like you should, in my opinion, they should be very
Yeah.
open about it because it's open development. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you for that. So anyways, Board Gamer did his take on it, and I thought there was again, link in the description. There's some good speculation in there, where he kind of like, they talk a little bit about the idea of it being a standalone module, which I think a lot of people have kind of said that they're in favor of over the last couple of years, like having Star Marine, Theaters of War, and like Arena Commander as something that's just kind of like free to play. Anybody can download and play.
Such a good
Um,
idea, man. If it
yeah,
happens.
we don't know for sure. In fact, it sounds like that's probably not going to be the case, unfortunately. But like, so that's something he touches on. The other thing he touched on, which I thought was really interesting that I hadn't heard before, Fire Sprite apparently has experience with console ports. So one of the things he kind of talked about, speculated about a little bit, was that Fire Sprite could be involved in doing a Squadron 42 port
I think
to
he was
console.
saying. I think he was mentioning. I'm not like 100% on this now, but I think he was mentioning something like actually Theaters of War for console, which we know kind of that Squadron 42 is going to be on console. Like there's no doubt about it. Especially
Well,
with the
we
next with
haven't
the new
heard for sure
consoles.
yet. We haven't heard for sure yet. I thought he
Sure.
said porting Squadron 42 to console. I guess it could be Theaters of War, but
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm more excited about. I'd be more excited about, to be honest, to hearing them, hearing them porting Squadron 42 to console. And yes, I'll just go right out and say it. Now you can unsub from us if you want to, but Squadron 42 going to console would be a really good thing for Star Citizen. I mean, you look at any game sales breakdown, and consoles are by far
Especially
a
now with
larger market.
PS5 and new
Yeah.
Xbox and
Oh yeah, like those things could absolutely handle a game like Squadron
well,
42. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
And then that's what you want, like Squadron 42. If you're like me, and I don't give a crap about Squadron 42, please don't get upset. We all care about different things. I don't think it should not exist or anything, but I don't care about that game. I don't care about single player games, not only Squadron. But for me, like if they can sell it more,
Oh yeah,
damn right I want to sell it more because the money that comes back to the CAG to the company is paying for the stuff and is being
totally.
invested back into the game. So
Well,
and
and that's
for
where
both for me for Star Citizen and you for sequels of Squadron as well. So you get
yeah.
those
Well,
voice
okay.
actors and all that.
To be clear, like I like Squadron 42. I'm gonna play it, and I'm
Oh, I
excited
said you
for
as
to
a
see where it
listener,
goes.
not you.
Oh, okay, okay. But like my priority is definitely Star Citizen. But
I know, I
that's
know.
exactly it, right? Like right now, if they opened up, like if Squadron 42 went to console, I mean, we're potentially talking like millions of copies
Yes.
extra sold that we wouldn't otherwise.
Not
So
only
I
that,
mean that,
like you think about like Xbox Game Pass, like that's
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
no,
Like it's
there's
just
so
it
many
would be,
opportunities. It's crazy.
if they went to console, I'll just go out and say it. If they went to console and they even sold moderately well, the stuff we've talked about previously in previous episodes about the MMO not having the money to do what they plan to do, we don't have
Only
to
if
worry
it's
about it
good, man.
anymore, man.
Only if it's good.
No, that's the thing. Like even mediocre sales on console are like hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue, like billions of dollars of revenue even. And like if that's the case, then like I don't know. I just think like for the most part, Star Citizen's money troubles are over for a long time. So
I
that's why
honestly
I'm in
think
favor of it going to console. And I hope that this company is doing that, or at least that that they're kind of borrowing expertise to do that console port.
I mean maybe it's gonna come later. Also there was something that I've heard that Chris Roberts has like is chairman or CEO of the company, whatever. That's another Chris Roberts. So
Different Chris Roberts. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So for those who don't look, I did not know, but yeah.
Well, he talks about that in the video too. Actually,
Yes.
he talks about like there's a Chris Roberts, but it's just a
Yeah, I
common
did not
English
know.
name.
Um, I think Squadron 42 on consoles is a no-brainer. I don't think they
Yeah,
have to worry about that now. They need the game first because I mean,
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
But
for
yeah.
sure.
All right. Well, for those who are watching board or used to, or you sometimes watch, like I do, I can't watch him every day, day in, day out. We talked about this a little bit. He has brought someone to help him out with the whole project. Well, technically, she's working for him, Zinnia, and she did a project on her own. It's on Board Gamers channel, but it's a very short, like under 5 minute video where she breaks down lore of Earth in Star Citizen or Planet 13 Star Citizen, and it's very nice. It's filled in with like some nice b-roll from the game and using like star map and whatnot. She reads it very nicely. It's very well
Yeah,
concepted.
yeah,
I loved it. I think it was great short video, but it's something like what Paul does more or less, but like like different. I don't
different
know.
take for sure. Yeah.
It's definitely worth. It's just 5 minutes. It's really really neat.
Yeah, and like I would say like the way Zinnia's doing her lore, it's a little bit more focused than Paul. Like Paul takes big topics,
Hmm. Hmm.
like the politics side of things or like an entire brand of ship manufacture and stuff like that. And Zinnia seems to be doing like a lot more of like a focused kind of a
Like
lore
just
thing, which is
yeah,
really
like
cool.
Galactopedia, but a little bit extended, and someone reads
Yeah.
it to you, kind of. Which I
Yeah.
I enjoyed it really. Kudos for
Yeah.
both of
And
them doing that.
like I know that previously we've in Stanton Gossip we've kind of talked about like how Board and Zinnia have tried kind of like some different formats for podcasts and stuff like that on their channel, and I've been like not super crazy about it,
Mm,
but like I will say that like these I really do like, and
amazing.
honestly I was talking about this before the show, like I listened to kind of one of Board's AMAs today, and Xena just kind of was like in the chat or in voice chat and just kind of like bantering back and forth every now and then, like as she was working, and that did really add a lot to it. I thought,
When
they
it's
give each,
not scripted, they have
yeah,
really good,
that's the thing. It didn't
back and
feel
forth. They're
forced.
friends. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they just kind of like give each other shit all the time, and
Yeah,
it was just fun to listen to.
they have
So
really
yeah,
good dynamic when it's not scripted. When it's scripted, maybe
yeah,
they'll get to that point, where they relax a little bit. And
maybe,
I
yeah,
mean, she was new to hold the whole thing, and then he's so
yeah,
used to doing the same stuff and being Mr. Know It All and whatnot for years now. So you know, it's not strange, but yeah, they might get to a point where it's really good. Okay, we have 2 tweets that we need to talk about. One is really
Okay.
important.
Me first. Me first. Me
Yeah.
first. um. Okay. So, Salty Mike on his Twitter. We'll have a link to the particular post.
Yes.
Posted a hilarious meme earlier this week, showing basically Star Citizen backers as this tired old donkey in CIG with a carrot dangled in front of its face, and the carrot just basically says over top of it server meshing, and
And to clarify, he did not make it. Someone in his
this is
Discord
someone in
made
his
this.
community,
Yeah.
somebody's community kind of made this meme, and he shared it, and I thought it was fucking hilarious. It was so funny, but it just blew up, man. And you had white knights kind of coming out of the woodwork, and then like people kind of fighting back. Nubifier jumps in there, and Jorun jumps in there because, of course, you know, to Jorun White Knight to the rescue, even though he calls himself a beige knight. Sorry, Jorun, you're not. You're a white
You
knight.
are the whitest.
The whitest of knights.
Oh my god.
Anyways, it was funny.
Noodle is there as well. Like, there's a lot of
yeah,
content creators, commenting on this. It's fun.
It's fun, and it actually, there was some interesting kind of conversation. There were definitely some eye roll situations, but for the most part, it was good discourse.
It's Twitter,
And
right?
let's be honest, it was a hilarious meme. It
And
was
it's true.
hilarious. It is true.
It's true. That's the funniest part. Like you
we're
have
all
comments
waiting
there
on
where
that
they're
back
like,
end tech.
I feel bad about laughing at this because it's so true, and I don't want it to be true. Like, you know, in comments, and that's what it is. Like, basically, that's
Dude,
what's happening.
I've been around for long enough to know that it's true. I remember server meshing that was supposed to initially come in, I think in 2016, and like, and it's just been like kicked down the road and kicked down the road and kicked down the road, you know. And I get it. It's game development. It's a big piece of tech, and it takes time to do it. You never really know exactly when, you know, shit comes up, shit breaks, and requires like a revamp and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I get it, but like,
it doesn't mean you can't
that
have a
meme
good
is on
laugh.
point.
With the meme like that, it's fine.
Yeah.
I bet
It is
you
true.
Xylo and, you know, maybe Disco
I guarantee
saw
you.
it and they laughed their butts off. They're like,
Yeah.
because you know what? In the end, they want to play the game as well. So
Right. That's
Right, so,
exactly it.
yeah.
And we're all
they want
waiting on it.
meshing. They want meshing as fast as possible, but you know, and they're probably, you know, like
Well,
this is not a bad thing. It's just funny.
It's one of the primary pillars of the game, right? So like, they have to deliver it, or Star Citizen will not exist. And for those of, especially for those of us who've been around for years and years, yes, absolutely, that meme was like 100% on point and 100% true, and it wasn't negative and whatever else.
No,
It's
it was
just funny.
It's cool.
And
You guys
anyways,
gotta check it
yes,
out. You
read
can
it.
like it
Go-
or bash
Yeah.
Mike about it, whatever. We're gonna be there checking it out. So it's fine.
Yeah.
A little bonus, if you guys remember, especially you MSR lovers, if you guys remember that super nice girl who actually designed the ship called Sarah. I follow her on Twitter. She's super funny, and she does so many, like, she shares a lot of her work. She designs ships in her free time and robots and whatnot. It's amazing. She's so talented. And she posted a tweet where it's her first car and a tiny little chunk of a story, like, and it says like, do you guys remember what your first car was? And the reason I'm bringing this up here is because the first 2 answers were from 2 CIG developers, and then so on. It's a hilarious post. It's really nice and chill, and people showing their cars that they used to drive. You know, like Disco Lando's car is like 700 years old and whatnot.
my first car was older than his. It was just a Datsun, so it still ran.
Yeah, my first car was Yugo, actually. Yeah, I had a Yugo that is older than me.
Here's a fun fact about my first car. My first car was a 1981 Datsun 200SX. It was the first car I ever rode in. My parents drove me home from the hospital in that car, and that was my first car as a teenager.
Oh, they passed it over to you?
Passed it to me, yeah. It had been rotting in a field, and I did all the body work and all the mechanical work to get it running again. So yes, it was my first car I ever rode in as a baby on the way home from the hospital, and it was my first car when I got my license.
Amazing. I had a
Yeah.
little bit different story. My now late grandpa, when I was 18 and I got my driving license, he gave me his Citroen AX, which is small Citroen, and then my mother intervened and she was like, no, 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 the car goes to them, my mother and father, and they gave me their Yugo, which was, both cars were in really good condition, but it's a Yugo, and it was like, yeah, if you smash that car, it's fine. And I accepted it, and I really like driving Yugo. So there you go. As a bonus, you get Sarah Draw's link to Twitter, and follow her. She's amazing and super witty, and like I like checking her tweets.
Yeah.
And you get stories about mine, Maso's first cars. You don't expect that, but there you go. With that said, thank you very much for watching this episode of Stanton Gossip. We are going to be back this weekend with Straight Outta Stanton. Maso?
And again, actually, I was just waiting to jump in. If you guys watch cool stuff, Star Citizen related or not, throw it in the comments because we always like to watch stuff like that.
Tweets as well. Whatever you find funny, please do.
Yeah, for sure. Throw them in the comments. We check in on the videos and get back to our comments because it makes us feel good. And if you like this, please throw us a like and subscribe if you haven't, because we like it when those numbers go up because we're a teeny tiny channel.
Yep,
and it gives us some warm fuzzies. Yeah.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the day. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you all either in the worst, not likely, or around the web. Take care.
Not until 3:13. Okay, bye.